everyone. Welcome back to Aisha Across Borders, where we explore the world not just through the lens of tourism, but through the powerful intersection of leisure, leadership, and civic life. Today, I'm taking you with me to SeaWorld Orlando, one of America's most iconic marine parks. But as we explore the fun, the wildlife, and the shows, I want us to reflect on something deeper: how the way we engage with nature, animals, and our environment reflect our values as a society, especially in Africa and my dear country, Nigeria. From sustainability to animal care, and even the way spaces like this create jobs, drive local economies, and influence environmental policy. This journey is about more than just sights and sounds. It's about connection, responsibility, and growth. So, as we step into this park together, I invite you to see it not just as a destination, but as a mirror of what we protect, what we value, and how we grow. It starts with souvenir shops, not just for tourists, but part of a carefully built economy. Then the rides, this massive roller coaster. Just look at how it's soaring through the sky. It's engineered for thrill, designed for skill. This isn't just about any fun. It's infrastructure, it's planning, it's investment. You look around and start thinking, we have parks too, in Africa and Nigeria, we have parks and vibrant culture to showcase. But what if we matched it with this kind of skill, this kind of intentional design, the system that make the experience seamless for everyone? Look at these beautiful flamingos. Now, all that said, let me be honest with you. I would have done this right 3 years ago. Easy. But right now, with the way it's spinning people like Friday Suya, I'm good. I'll just watch from a distance. It's hard to miss the vibrant shops, colorful souvenirs, marine themed gifts, and crowd moving with curiosity and joy. These spaces may seem small, but they are part of a much bigger ecosystem supporting local jobs and tourism driven economies. Okay, so after walking around for a bit, we saw a signboard listing all these different activities, and of course, we had to check out the dolphin encounter. Let me tell you, this part was so cool. There were two teams of dolphins, one on the left and the other on the right. And their trainer was right there on this rock, that rock at the end of the water body. So he was like giving them instructions, like, okay, left side jump, and boom, they jumped. And then right side jump, and then they'll jump. Okay, jump out and spin, and they do that. It felt like a mini competition. Even the dolphins were even catching the vibe. But here's what really got me. It's the way they communicated. These dolphins had names, they were even being rewarded with treats, and you could just see the bond between them and their trainer.
She's going to give that nice takeoff and go under. Oh, nice job, Haley. One more. And we got three from Haley. So that was a very nice job for both of our Dolphins. Let's start over here. Who thinks that Iggy did it better? All right, not quite as much. What about Haley? All right, I guess the girls win.
It wasn't force, it was love, patience, and trust. Honestly, it made me reflect. Animals may not be on the same level as humans, but they still deserve to be treated with kindness and dignity. And for me, I was just thinking there, I was just like sitting and thinking that I can't even train a dog to sit. And these dolphins are out here doing synchronized Olympics. Please. Is the Igloo Aquarium. I'm not sure if that's the name anyway, but it's brick style on the outside. But once we stepped in, wow, we entered this dimly lit underwater inspired space, and suddenly we were surrounded by marine life everywhere. The very first fish we found was Dory. Yes, that story from Finding Nemo. Bright blue, bubbly energy, just floating around like she had her own movie going on. And from there, it just got deeper, Eels, seahorses, electric fish, sharks, like a full on underwater kingdom. It wasn't just the variety that blew my mind. It was seeing how each species moves, breathes, survives in their own rhythm. Like you hear about life under the sea, but seeing it like this, it hits different. Actually, I've seen something similar like this in 2015, like on my visit to, I think it was in Burj Khalifa or the Dubai Mall. I can't remember, but they had this. So we left the underwater aquarium and then we came out to the hot Florida sun. We passed by the journey to Atlantis structure, and even though we didn't get to go in. Just looking at it made me pause. I mean, the whole idea is based on this ancient legend of a lost underwater city, a sunken civilization. There's something magical about how stories like this can spark imagination. And it got me thinking, in Africa, we have so many rich histories, from the legend of Oduduwa to the legend of Shango, Oya, Oba, the legend of Bayajida, and I'm sure the Igbo people also have theirs and all that, all this folklore, the Benin folklore. From the tales of kingdoms beneath lakes to stories passed down in villages, what if we had our own theme parks that brought our stories to life like this? Anyway, as we kept walking, we reached this icy, dramatic looking space with huge iceberg structures. The next stop is the Sea Lion Show at Pacific Point. Oh, this was a vibe. As you can see, it took place in this stadium style setup called Pacific Point. What I love most about it was the interaction between the trainers and the sea lions. Again, they gave commands and the sea lions responded with so much personality. I think Okay, now this fun fact. Do you know that sea lions can swim up to 25 miles per hour and hold their breath underwater while they hunt? Their memory, obedience, and rhythm, that's just mind blowing. And honestly, the joy in that space, the sea lion having his treat, and I mean, you could just feel the joy, humans and animals just vibing, no stress, just fun and connection. It's so interesting, and I also want to have this experience like firsthand. After the sea lion show, we took a long walk, and I mean long, all the way to Sesame Street Land. We got there a little late, so the show had already started. So the moment I saw Elmo, Cookie Monster, Big Bird, Abikadabi, all of them dancing in this street style parade, I just froze. My mind instantly went back to when I was a kid, sitting in front of the TV at 4 p.m. sharp to watch Sesame Street on PRTV in Jos. No worries, just vibes.
I'm sure they did, but I sure hope so. All right, bye-bye. Thanks for coming, everybody. See you later. That's a mistake for the record. We're getting money, I'm gonna get stuck. Put your hands together. Come everybody.
And honestly, in that moment, under that scorching Florida sun, because let's be real, the heat was not playing, I felt pure joy. And this is the flamingo ride. I think it's a paddle boat. We didn't do this activity anyway, and there were a lot of restaurants to eat. And then it was time for the grand finale, the orca encounter. Let me just say, this was on a whole different level. The stadium was bigger than the one for the Sea Lions. The energy, electric. Right before the orcas even showed up, the screen lit up with a very beautiful young lady welcoming people to the show.
Build relationships with, teach, and learn from these amazing animals. Now, more than ever, we are honored to share our relationships with the whales and what we have learned with all of you. And now, SeaWorld proudly presents Orca Encounter!
Then came the stars. These massive, majestic creatures, orcas, also known as killer whales, are not whales at all, by the way. They are the largest members of the dolphin family. They can grow up to 30 feet long. They weigh over 6 tons. And yes, they are carnivorous hunters at the top of the food chain. But here, they are graceful, playful, and in sync with their trainers. They leapt out of the water, twirled, made big splashes. What amazed me the most, as usual, is still the connection, the bond between humans and sea creatures. I'm used to seeing people train dogs, maybe even birds, but to see this kind of relationship with aquatic animals, that was a first for me. And this final moment, when they used their tails to drench the front rows, people were screaming and laughing, running in all directions, total chaos, total joy. SeaWorld wasn't just fun, it was a glimpse into what's possible when vision meets structure. And it makes you wonder, what if we had this back home? Not just the rides, but the system, the access, the opportunities, the skills, the job, even the pride. Even something as unique as animal care and communication. Places like this don't just entertain, they open doors, they attract the world, they preserve stories, they build systems that outlive any one leader. So as I live this experience, I'm holding on to more than memories. I'm holding on to a dream that one day people will travel from around the world to explore, experience, and celebrate our own stories right at home. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Your support will help me create more meaningful content.